I've been so blessed by the Lord. I am a 97 years old. In about 4 more weeks, I'll be 98 years old. I spent a good deal of time in the Army, and I was a sergeant, of course, and had a lot of problems. If you ever had a lot of men to look after, well, you had a lot of problems. But the Lord took care of me, and I had many things that came to me in life that I hope that you never have to face. I'm not going to take a lot of time or tell you a lot about it, but I do want to mention, I was in that, if you've seen the film on this TV the other day, I was in one of the ships going across at the time we went in to this country. We had 3 of us going across on this ferry. One of them didn't make it, but I was on one of them that did. And what I tell you today, I want you to know that God takes care of His own, and I don't care where they're at. And I was born into the kingdom when I was 16 years old and never worried about it. So God cares for you. You just need to get a hold of Him. So as I mentioned, I'm not going to take a lot of time over it, but I mentioned we had 3 ships of us going across at the same time. I was 903 Ordnance outfit, what I was in. Spent about 2 years there in that. I had a good time while I was there in the country. You know, I was a sergeant, and I get to go pick up all the meat and meals and meet all the people. And, you know, a big dog, buddy, big dog. A little, but I was a big dog. And I had this to do in the work. So while we were parked, while we were there in the area, I was in charge of these men, of course, and when we went across the channel, one of the men said to me, he says, "You think we're going to make it?" And I said, "Well, I'm going to make it. I don't know where you boys are going to make it or not." I had a pretty good lick at them most of the time. But I was blessed. One of them did lose everybody on it. I hope you never have to have such feelings as that is in your life. But we had one of the boats, we lost everything. And I don't know where did you see the film the other day? It was on TV where it showed the people in the boats going across. Did any of you see that? Now, some of you did. Well, that's when I went across. And us 2 boats made it through to the bank, and we were blessed in that way. God laid His hand on us, and we went through that. And when we went into the beach, we had to wait just a little bit. One of the boys' boats, as I mentioned, blowed up and didn't get go. And I was standing there talking to old Captain. Me and him chewed one another out pretty well. And we were worrying about if we were going to make it or not. And I said, "I'll make it, Captain. I don't know where you will or not, but I'll make it." And I always believed that I'd make it. I don't know why, but I always thought I'd make it. So we went off. I drove the truck for one of the trucks off of the ramp and into the bay. If you've seen the film the other day on the TV, the big bank, rock bank, it was up 30 foot high probably. This is a story you won't want to hear, but it's true. We had bodies laying all over the ground. I mean all over the ground. I took my truck and I asked God, I said, "Now don't let me run over these people." But I went on out. And God led me through the place of the destroyers. And I went on through, and was saved, and my group that I was with coming across were saved. So we were in pretty fair shape there for a little while. So I'm not going to tarry along with you, but after a little while, we went down the road, and we'd been there long enough for the men to be piled up on the side of the road. You won't want to see something like this. We had the Germans piled on the side of the road, and a pile as big as this room right here. And we had the Americans on the other side. It pretty well even matched when we went through there. So I went back after I'd been there a while, but I couldn't find nobody. The dog's been taken to other places, and I'm glad of that. But this is the way that I got into the war, and this is the way that God laid his hand on me. And I have been blessed so richly. I would like to, sometime when we have time, sit down and talk to you and tell you what God did for me all the time I was there waiting to be. One time I'm going to tell you that I can't get away from this myself. I was there one night up above the bank, and we'd been getting bombed. Boy, them buzz bombs are something to swallow. We'd been getting the buzz bombs all day long, and I wore out anyway. And when I get wore out, I'm bad. I'm pretty bad, baby. My wife, I don't know that, does she? But I was wore out that night, and I went up on the hill, parked my truck, and I got in the back of it, carried old blankets and things in there. I got in there, and I just got laid down, and I just about dozed off, and the Lord said, better move. I says, I just got here. He says, you better move. Now, you think this is crazy, don't you? But I'm living, ain't I? God said, you better move. And I moved. I moved about 2 blocks on down the hill. I got up the next morning. I was an early riser. I had to go get the food and all that stuff from my truck. But I woke up the next morning and got in my truck, and I said, I believe I'll walk up here and see where I was last night. I went up there, and, well, you could bury 2 more trucks in there. But, you know, I just got in my truck and went on and got the supplies for the boys that day and went on. I have stories like that I could tell you, but you don't need no more of them. What you need to know is God takes care of his own. And he will care for you and supply your need if you'll bear down and follow him daily. And I've been doing that since I was 16 years old. And nobody, I don't care who they are or where they come from, has been blessed more in life than I have. And I just want to thank all of us. I love this church. I love it. And even some of these knuckleheads, I love them too. But let's just remember one thing, if you're a Christian, to serve the Lord every day. And don't be ashamed to tell people you love Jesus. And thanks for your love.
Thank you, sir.